Welcome, guys, to another episode of LunarCRUSH Live. And today we are hosting Xend Finance CEO, Aronu. Welcome, bro. Great to host you today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Hillary. Thanks. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. So briefly introduce yourself and tell us where in the world are you today?
Okay, so yeah, my name is Ugochukwu Aronu. Well, for short, it's Ugo Aronu. I'm the founder and the CEO of Xend Finance. And I'm based in Nigeria. I'm calling out of Enugu State. Is in the eastern part of Nigeria. So a little bit about myself is I'm an engineer. I'm a software engineer. Started building on the blockchain since 2016. Worked on things like crypto wallets for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin derivatives like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, most Bitcoin derivatives, and then Ethereum ERC20 based tokens. I also like work on games, so worked with a couple of people on like blockchain based games and normal games. So I've basically been building a lot of things, also like embedded systems and all that. So anything basically engineering that has to do with software, I love to get involved, I got my first Bitcoin then in 2016/2017.
Wow.
So I started getting into the crypto space like quite early, and mostly in the engineering part. So that's how I started working on multiple things till, we started working on Xend Finance and the entire Xend ecosystem. And it's been really great. Yeah, it's been really great.
How did the Xend Finance idea come to life?
Yeah, so it came to life early last year at the peak of the pandemic when because at the time everybody was on lockdown, you couldn't move, so you had to spend money, you had to buy things and all that. But in this part of the world, the situation was quite different in the sense that most people didn't even have funds to buy things, right? Because economy isn't so great here, and there's steady devaluations. You have very low purchasing power, and we realized that it was very obvious that our purchasing power was very low because we tried to access savings, and the money we thought we had saved up wasn't even able to purchase things that we needed. So it was very bad, and this you could hear complaints from multiple individuals, even people close to me, family, and all that. So it was a very, very tough time, and I sat down thinking about a way to really protect people, protect their assets, protect their savings, regardless of what the economy is, right? Regardless of what happens in the future, because the pandemic is just one thing. Nobody knows what can happen in the next 10 years. So I feel it's just like a sign for us to be prepared. So for me, I started thinking about how I could help, people, businesses, and all that who have these problems, and to see how we could like sort them out. So that was when I started researching, DeFi, decentralized finance, the values of DeFi, looking deeply into the engineering aspect, and I realized it was basically what I used to do before, with engineering, blockchain engineering, and all that. Just like it now had a different concept and more stuff to it, but it was basically the same underlying design. So that was why I started working on a service that will enable, or a platform that will enable people, to protect their assets, right, and protect them against devaluations. Or people who are also financially underserved, give them access to the international money market, which is based on decentralized finance, and allow them earn very high yields. That's very high APYs or interests when they save or when they lend or when they invest. So that's basically how the idea came about. It was based on the problem, and I mean, I'm super excited that we've been able to build a solution that can solve that problem, and then we're now trying to scale to let a lot of people know about it.
So maybe for someone who's never heard about Xend, maybe how would you tell them what is Xend and what is Xend all about?
Yeah, so well, for someone who hasn't heard about well, what we're doing here at Xend Finance. I think the best way to just say what we're doing, and especially I would expect that the person might not also know so much about crypto. Maybe the person must have heard of Bitcoin, but they don't know really anything about crypto. But the best way to just tell them what we do is that we take your local currency, which is subject to devaluation, which is subject to reduction in purchasing power. We take your local currency, we convert it to a stable currency that is pegged to $1, that's the US dollar, where you don't face devaluations, right? And we now allow you to earn interests on top of the amount of money you have already staked. Now you can earn up to 15% per year, right? And your interests compound every single day. So you don't have to wait for a year to get your interest. Every day your interests are compounded, and it's compound interest. That's why you have APYs, annualized percentage yields, right? So I mean, that's like the easiest way for anybody who knows about at least saving and getting interests can really get it or understand it.
Wow. So that's to say maybe you are trying to fight inflation and
Exactly.
devaluation of cash. The question would be maybe your team. How big is your team, and where is the team based? Do people work remotely, or you have an office somewhere?
So our team is based in Nigeria. Our team currently, we have a team strength of 20 people, approximately 20 people, and we are based in Nigeria. Majority of the team is based in Nigeria, but we work remotely. So we have an office here, a big space where everyone works. But the thing is, because of the pandemic, it forced everyone to start working from home. So we have this model where you can actually work from the office or you can work from home, you're free. But most people just work from home, right? But most of our teams, let's say about 30% of the team is based in Nigeria. So like our head of marketing is based in San Francisco, in the United States. We have the rest of our marketing team, in other countries, like we have some in China, we have some in India, So the team, we have like an internationally diverse team, but most of the engineering is done here in Nigeria. We actually just have like 2 other engineers that we just hired, from like Turkey and I think China. Yeah, China as well. So we have a team that's internationally diverse. Yeah.
It's good you have a very diverse team, and now that you have a team in the US, in China, in Turkey, do you also have adoption in these countries?
Oh yeah. Like Turkey is crazy, right? Like I've never really Turkey is the adoption rate in Turkey. At some point when we launched our test net, we had Nigeria topping. Nigeria the highest country using the service. We had Nigeria, we had Russia, we had some other countries. We had I think China and some other countries, and China in Asia. We had some other countries in Europe as well. But once immediately the Turkish team like got wind of Xend Finance and what we were doing, they came in with full force. And we could see they already started topping the charts, as a country with the highest users. It was crazy. And they created their own communities. They just have a way of working and bringing everyone together. So Turkey is great. People in China as well doing great. Chinese are mostly on WeChat, and all that, like super awesome. Whenever I speak to our Chinese community, it's just amazing what they're doing, and they like the idea of the product. Talking about the product, talking about the value the product is offering, and then see them use the product. It's really interesting, and then having people in like India as well. A lot of support from the Indian team. So like it's great. And what we're currently just doing is now trying to make sure that these regions that are already represented continue to grow and expand. Like Xend Finance continues to grow and expand in these regions. So that's like our current aim moment.
Wow. And now that you are available in a number of countries worldwide, your marketing strategy. Do you have a marketing strategy that is unique for every country, or you have one general marketing strategy?
Yeah, so that's actually why you have people available in different countries, because the marketing strategies for different countries are are different, right? Because the way you talk to people in China isn't the same way you talk to people in Nigeria or the same way you talk to people in Turkey. So localization is very important for marketing. But of course, there are generic marketing strategies that will appeal to everyone. Let's say you're posting content to social media and everything. All you just have to do is for regions you're targeting, right? You switch languages for people who don't understand English. But when it comes to physical marketing or some other type of very in-depth marketing that is focused on a particular region, you have cultural nuances, right? There's some things you cannot mention in some areas, in some regions. There's some things you can't mention in other regions, right? So these are like these are things that we have put into perspective while creating strategies to manage or to work in multiple regions. Yeah, so there are different strategies for different regions. Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about Africa specifically. How are you approaching Africa as a market?
Yeah. So, well, in Africa, so we have majority of our users from Nigeria, but one of the things we've done now is we're working with a lot of marketing agencies because we're ramping up marketing at the moment. So working with these marketing agencies that have footprints in different African countries, especially we have Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, right? And these are like countries where you have a lot of crypto-based activities, right?
Yeah.
So like Uganda as well, So they have a lot of crypto-based activities going on in these countries. So we're working closely with marketing agencies that target these regions to be able to provide content and to be able to drive adoption and guide people on how this service will work. Because at this point, it's good to have digital services or ads and all that going on, but you need to have physical interaction. So we have a program called the Xend Finance Ambassador Program. So we had like first batch of ambassadors coming. We had over 200 applicants, and we selected a couple of ambassadors. We're going to be opening up the application again in the first week of May, and we're going to be taking in more ambassadors. Right? Now, the idea of the ambassadors is for them to also have to have people who are representing us in all these different countries or regions. So we already have some people in Nigeria. I think we have one person in Ghana, but I'll confirm the African country. But we're opening up this application to have more ambassadors coming. Now, the ambassadors, their job will be having like events, online events, trainings, physical meetups, and all that, being able to organize certain events to drive adoption and growth of Xend Finance. So these are the things we're already putting into play, and most of them will be very active from first week of May. Yeah, because we are all about trying to drive adoption and growth. And to do that, you need physical interaction. So these are like the different strategies we're employing in our African countries.
Wow. And maybe just a general question. What do you think of the crypto space in Africa?
Man, the crypto space in Africa is awesome. Like, so to be honest, right? I love the crypto space in Africa. With Nigeria, like Nigeria has blown my mind when it comes to the way young people are adopting crypto. Like, it makes me feel like like we're doing something. Like, I know we're doing something super awesome, but when you see the type of acceptance, in the crypto community, when you see the way people just rally around and promote crypto related projects that they know that have value, it's really amazing. And even with some of the minor setbacks that happened in Nigeria with the central bank, it was supposed to, reduce the level of enthusiasm, that level of interest to try and reduce confidence. But in fact, what it did is what it improved and increased the confidence of people, because people knew, a lot of people in the crypto space knew that, well, for the government to try to fight this thing, it means that it is extremely huge. It means that it's very valuable. And you just need to put in a whole lot more effort. And the crypto space in Africa is great. And the rate at which we improve, the rate at which adoption is going, I'm very, very excited and bullish about it. And I basically think the blockchain was built, majorly to solve African-based problems. Because here in Africa, we're faced with problems that, interacting with human beings will never solve those problems, right? Because there's a high level of corruption in multiple countries. It's as if it's almost impossible, to get people to do the right things, right? But well, if people can't do the right things, I believe computers can, and that's what the blockchain is all about. To be able to create a trustless system, a system where you don't have to put that trust on a human being, a system that is very transparent, and a system that is extremely secure, right? A system without emotions, without feelings, right? And that is exactly what the blockchain brings into the picture. And for us in Africa, it is very, very essential to have a service or to have a platform that can create such, such a kind of product or such, environment or ambience for people really to be able to thrive in. So I feel it's really awesome what the blockchain has done, and I like the way Africans are seriously adopting it.
Wow. Yeah, you mentioned minor setbacks, and I think we all know what happened in Nigeria. Did that affect you? And if it did, what did you do about it?
No, so for us, it didn't affect us because we're a DeFi protocol. We don't have bank accounts. We don't have, we don't have bank accounts. So for us, and that's the whole essence of the blockchain. You're not being tied strongly with the financial or the traditional financial system. It's a problem. But of course, I know a lot of founders in the blockchain space, maybe people that have exchanges, right? That have fiat to crypto on ramps and off ramps. It kind of affected them. But you see what happened was, in fact, the day the circular was passed or whatever, I was interviewed by 2 agencies that same day, and it was really interesting when I gave my feedback and I was going through social media. I realized that a lot of other founders were interviewed, and it was almost the same feedback they were giving, which is that stopping bank accounts of individuals who have interactions with the blockchain or something, right? It's for us in the crypto space. It's something that, well, we did not even want it to. We didn't even want one individual, right, to have an account that controls everything. The whole idea of decentralization, the whole idea of the blockchain is decentralization, and for us, it's more like a peer-to-peer system where one person is not in control, right? So if you can actually create a system where you have hundreds and thousands of individuals, right, who create a peer-to-peer network, it means that you don't actually need to have a company account in a bank, because individuals can just use their bank accounts to create a peer-to-peer service and perform normal transactions, like, of course, it's a normal transaction they are doing with their bank account. And the bank, the apps, all those things, they don't matter. So as individuals started doing that, even the central bank released another post saying that, look, they don't have anything against people doing peer-to-peer transactions. Because the truth is, you can't really know what the peer-to-peer transaction is actually, right? So and you can't go ahead to say you're blocking everybody's account. So that's the whole idea of P2P. So everybody just adopted P2P. Everybody doing fiat to crypto on ramps, exchanges, and all that. So I was really, really excited about how the founders came together, and I even worked with a couple of them, to like come up with like some designs and all that. And there's even more coming out to, apart from the P2P service, to even make the whole idea of decentralization like a day-to-day activity where we will never really want to even have a company account, that would be representing a company. No, for us, I mean, it's Nigeria helped us really to move very quickly into what we're supposed to be doing here.
Wow. Maybe let me talk about growth. Since you started, how are you seeing your growth, and what's your outlook in the next couple of months and maybe years?
Yeah, so when we actually launched our mainnet, I think about a month ago. Yeah, and when we launched our mainnet, between then and now, we've received over close to about $2 million in deposits on our platform without having even to do like marketing and all that, and we've actually been building, even like adding like new features and everything. So when it comes to growth, like we've been growing very well. We've actually tried what we're currently doing now, like I mentioned earlier, is now focusing on marketing, which we're kicking off majorly in May, to now bring more people on board. For example, when we started, we had in the first 2 weeks, between the first 2 weeks, we had over 1,500 wallets who had saved on our platform, which was really remarkable. Exactly. So we're now working on those numbers, making sure that, of course, we have more people coming on board. And to also drive growth, we just built our SDK, and we should be launching that by first week of May. So the SDK, what it does is it enables software engineers who are not experienced in building on the blockchain to be able to integrate Xend Finance and have access to DeFi protocol that can enable them earn yields for their users. So because a lot of people, there is a lot of complexity in the crypto space when it comes to the engineering, right? So instead of people bothering about how to deal with the complexity, we just abstracted all those complexities away in a small library that they can integrate on their apps and then give their users access, to DeFi. And it's just like vehicles. You enter a vehicle, you don't really know how the engine works, how different things work. You just want to drive from point A to point B. So that's exactly what we're doing at Xend Finance. So with this, we are going to be experiencing like exponential growth. On our platform, one of the things we're trying to achieve is in the next quarter, between now and the next 2 quarters, right? We're trying to at least achieve an overall deposit amount or an overall TVL of over between 50 to 100 million dollars, right? Something we're trying to achieve. It's a huge goal, and we believe we're going to be able to achieve that goal. So, but in the next 5 years, between now and the next decade, one of the things we're trying to do as Xend Finance is to be able to capture at least 10% of the cooperatives and the credit union market. So far, no service or no DeFi protocol is offering any service directly to these credit unions or cooperatives. So, but for us, right, we are the first DeFi platform for credit unions and cooperatives. And the market size for these credit unions and cooperatives is over $1.4 trillion globally. And with these numbers, actually, a lot of the African market was not actually captured because most of them are not digital. Most of them are not official. They are not, present in that data. They don't have data. So one of the things where we believe that the number is way more than the existing reported number. So one of the things we are doing at the moment is making sure that we capture at least 10% of that number within the next decade. And that's a huge goal. That's a very huge goal. And by capturing that number, it means that we must have captured at least 25 million people and brought 25 million people into crypto space or into DeFi. Why? Because there are over 250 million people currently in the cooperative and credit union space globally, right? But like I said, there's the data in that number isn't really reflecting what's going on in Africa. So there will be a whole lot more, So these are the great targets we're trying to hit. They are like a lot. There are a lot, but then I believe we can do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Maybe now that you mentioned, do you have? Let's talk about investment in your company specifically. Do you have investors, and if are you looking for investors? What state are you in right now?
Oh, so all around we're already public. So we had our TG, that's our token generation event, which is somewhat similar to going public, right? We actually went public on the 22nd of on the 24th, actually. No, 24th of last month, right? On the 24th of last month, yeah. So all the rounds are closed and all that. So people who are looking at investing in the protocol or in our service can just go and purchase the shares or the tokens, right, from the crypto market, yeah. So they can visit our website or join our Telegram groups to be able to get direct links to where they can purchase these tokens, yeah. So that's the best way to just go ahead and do it, yeah.
Maybe for someone who wants to purchase the tokens, maybe you could give them a short-term roadmap.
Sorry?
For someone who wants to purchase the tokens, you have like a short term in the next few months, a roadmap that maybe would entice someone to buy the token?
Okay, so when it comes to purchase of tokens, and personally, right, because the tokens are utility tokens, right? It doesn't carry any investment, or let's say any profit generation. Should I say, like, backing, saying that okay, it's going to generate X amount, because it's a utility token. The idea of the token is for people to be able to govern the protocol, for people to be able to participate in different activities in the protocol, right?
Yeah.
Usually, things on pricing is based on demand and supply. So when there's a lot of demand for tokens, usually prices go up. If there isn't much demand, prices don't go up. So for us at Xend Finance, our aim isn't focusing on pricing, because that's going to deviate and move our focus away from our core goal, which is actually solving problems of people. But we know that as we solve people's problems, as we create solutions that really solve people's problems, and as people use these services, there'll be demand for the tokens, because tokens will be used to perform different operations on the protocol. Tokens will be used to govern the protocol. Yeah. So I mean, all these things are things that people should now be able to do research, check out the project, check out what we're doing, check out how the potential, and then to see whether to buy the tokens or not to buy, or because for us the main aim of having the tokens is to be able to distribute ownership to a lot of people, so people can participate in the governance and in everything that has to do with the protocol. For example, we have overall, we probably have over 50,000 people across our different social media channels, right? Telegram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we have a huge community. People are constantly giving feedback, giving updates, bringing ideas for new features. And we always take in all the feedback. Why? Because these are also co-owners of the platform, right? They are token owners, they are co-owners. So that helps us a lot, because we know that they also have skin in the game. They want to see the project succeed. And, so that's basically how the whole system works when it comes to token pricing, purchasing, demand, supply. We just help people to do their research.
Yeah. Okay. A bit of social, because LunarCRUSH is purely social. What social channels do you focus on when it comes to communication and marketing?
Yeah, so currently the socials we have, and we're really building, putting a lot of like focus on. Number one is Telegram. Telegram is huge. So we have Telegram, we have Twitter, we have Reddit, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have LinkedIn, right? So these are like the 6 socials that we're focusing on. And we really want, and one other thing I wanted to mention about these socials is people should please be careful. There are so many scams out there. We've seen people even, go and take the real, the names of some of our, like Xend Finance, for some things, and, scam people. So we're really saying, please go to the website to get some of this information. We're actually going to be launching a new website like very soon. So we'll have an existing website, but go there, get information. You can see the links to these socials. So just go, when you go to the website, Xend.finance, make sure you're on the right website, and then click the social media buttons at the bottom of the page. It will help you a lot, so you don't make a mistake when you're typing. I'll also share this so people can see it as well. But yeah, these are the socials we have, and we're constantly growing the social channels.
Yeah. I think lastly, let me ask, let's talk partnerships. How many partnerships have you done, and what are the partnerships like?
Oh yeah, we've done a couple of partners. We've done a lot of them, but not too many more. So we've partnered with people in the crypto space, projects in the crypto space, and projects that are not in the crypto space. I'll start with the ones that are not in the crypto space, because that's where majority of our target audiences are. So we partnered with one like Tech Fusion. So what Tech Fusion does is Tech Fusion they aggregate multiple credit unions or cooperatives, and they provide financial services to them, like They build out their software, their mobile apps, gives them access to investments and access to savings and loans. So what we now did was partnering with Tech Fusion to give us access to all the cooperatives and credit unions. So Tech Fusion is now able to channel deposits, channel funds from these credit unions directly to Xend Finance, and which is a very huge partnership. Yeah. So that's one of the partnerships we've done in the crypto space. We've partnered with the likes of Matic Network. So, former Matic, currently Polygon. So, what Matic is Matic is a layer 2 scaling solution, but just to make it easy, right? What that means is it's a platform that is built on top of Ethereum blockchain that enables transactions to be way cheaper and very fast, right? To improve the experience of users using the Ethereum blockchain. If you understand, if you are into crypto, you know that gas fees or transaction fees on Ethereum are extremely high. They're super high. So you need layer 2 scaling solutions like Polygon to be able to enable you, have people have great experiences in using your platform. So that was even one of the reasons we didn't launch on Ethereum immediately, because Ethereum was very expensive for people in Africa to actually interact with. But we now launched on Binance Smart Chain, which was orders of magnitude cheaper, and people have been interacting with it from Nigeria and other African countries. So that's one of the major partnerships we have there. We also have partnerships in the blockchain space with, of course, Cetic. So what Cetic is a company or a project that carries out audits. So they carry out audits. So by audits, we mean they review your code, they check for bugs, and they suggest, they recommend some fixes that should occur before you deploy your smart contract. And the other reason we also partnered with Cetic is for insurance provision. So we are actually providing up to $1 million worth of insurance coverage starting from next month. Cetic, yeah. So it's really huge. So what that means is that every month our users have access to $100,000 worth of coverage, but it's just like a form of promotion to enable users to know that their assets can be protected. But if you have huge assets, what you should actually do is purchase your own insurance, and we'll make that available so people can purchase insurance to protect their assets. So Cetic helps also with providing that insurance. And also another major partnership, of course, that we've had, and of course we're still going to, we just announced that with Fortube. Fortube is a DeFi lending protocol. So what Fortube does is Fortube gives users high APYs, right? What they focus on lending and borrowing. So what we did was we integrated with Fortube to give our users access to much higher APYs, right? That is higher interest when they save. So, and these are like the partnerships that help. Our partnerships usually are focused on helping our end users, right? Exactly. So our partnerships are focused on helping the end users by giving them higher APYs, making their transactions cheaper, protecting their assets. Another partnership we had was with Biconomy. Biconomy is what they help do is they help prevent users, they help the protocol or the platform manage how gas fees are paid. So so basically what it means is, for example, we might want to announce that maybe the next 1,000 users will not pay any gas fees. So we can adjust it from our dashboard, right? So that's coming with a new version of smart contracts that we're deploying, because it requires changing the existing smart contract code. So we're deploying it in a new version of smart contracts. So it means that users can now enjoy gasless transactions. So these are like some of the things that we're doing to make sure that our users have a seamless experience and not have terrible experiences with using the blockchain and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is an amazing conversation. I wish we could go on and on and on. Yeah, but that's it from me. Basically, what we do at LunarCRUSH is give social data so that we know very well that crypto is driven by community, and what we do basically is help you analyze how you are performing in terms of social. So as a crypto startup or as an individual, you might want to know whether to invest on a cryptocurrency based on how it's performing on social. And we basically give you the data, we analyze it for you and give it to you so that you can make decisions on what you can do to your community, maybe improve on something or tweak something so that you can get better better community growth and plan yourself so that you grow as a team. So we have you guys listed on LunarCRUSH, and we keep on sharing your data so that your community can also get these insights and take advantage of them. With that having said that, I think that's it from me. Maybe you have something you want to tell the viewers today.
Yeah, well, what I would just like to end with is that, we are at the very early stages of crypto boom or the blockchain boom. Just like we had the .com boom in like 1998, 2000, all that. I feel at that time, well, I missed out on the .com boom because I was a child. I didn't even know what was going on, right? So I feel at this point I'm happy, I'm opportuned, to be in an era or in a time where I can really be on the level playing ground with almost every other person anywhere in the world. And I think Africa has been looking for an opportunity like this for a long time, because it's as if, anything that has to do with technology has always eluded us. And I feel that this opportunity is there for everyone to grab here in Africa, because everyone is on a level playing ground. So I'm really excited that I'm part of the people, my team as well, I'm part of the people, even you, what we're doing at LunarCRUSH. I think it's very, very, very cool, to see that, young people here are creating amazing products that will drive and further improve, the blockchain ecosystem, that will drive, our adoption over the years. And there isn't a better time to be alive than now, being able to be when things are just kicking off, rather than coming when, everything is done and you're like, why did I miss that? So now we are not missing it. We are at very early stages. And I just want to encourage everybody to keep studying crypto projects. If you have ideas, work on your ideas. It doesn't have to be as, in quotes, complex or as confusing as some crypto projects might look like, and just do what you have. And there's a lot of, why I love the crypto community as well, there's a lot of funding going around, right? So you can always feel free to even reach out to me if you have an idea, you have maybe a working product, you have an MVP. You reach out to me. I'm also an opportunity to be part of the Binance judges for the the Binance developer program going on. So we have access. We can present projects, to huge investors, to the Binance team, to guys that are also connected in the space that really want to help. So people like me also do like very tiny, small check sizes as well. But at least it's something to help out. Yeah, to help our founders. I really, really love to help our founders, because I know how people helped myself, my project. So I really just want to extend the same, just to pay it forward, because we need a lot of support, especially in the crypto space in Africa, because it's making a very significant difference, really, a highly significant difference. Yeah. So I just encourage everybody to keep building. Don't feel like maybe this is not for you, or because a lot of people have that feeling that, oh, this blockchain thing is not for me, and maybe it's a scam. It's not a scam, right? It's pure tech. Try and learn it, try and understand it, and then you'll just be very happy with yourself, because you're doing something that will help generations to come.
Wow, awesome, Ugo. I think maybe just to reiterate on what you said, I've always encouraged startups from Africa to work together. We have seen this phenomenon where we see so many startups in Africa working with someone else abroad, but we haven't seen so many of them working together within Africa. So if we see that, I think that would help us grow even faster, because we have, for example, Xend has an opportunity to partner with another startup in Africa and do something very amazing, because you all have communities around Africa. And we will keep on encouraging that. Man, it was great hosting you. I wish we had this conversation again. I'm inviting you early enough. I hope to have this conversation again with you soon.
Shortly, yeah.
And I guess, guys, that's it from us. This is the end of our broadcast.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much, Hila. I was really happy to be here. Thank you to the LunarCRUSH community, and please just keep posting the data. Please keep sending us that data. We really, really love it. I love looking at it, and it will be awesome. It will be really awesome because I mean you're helping us out a whole lot. Thank you.
Awesome.